Perfect.
Welcome to T4G Sports. How you guys doing? Today we're going to give you an updated recruiting video in College Football 25 on how to dominate recruiting using a one-star program. If you can do this with a one-star program, you can do this with any other program. We're going to show you different methods in this. We're going to show you our T4G scouting data. If you guys don't know what that is, our data actually shows you how to find gems. If you look for certain ranges, it'll save you so many weekly hours. It's insane, and that's how we got the class that we got here, because 95% of these guys that you're looking at are gems. 95% of them. And we had a one-star program. So if we can do it, you guys can do it as well, thanks to our data. And you can find that data in the link in the description below. It heads to our site, and it'll show you all the ranges. We also have that data on playlists on our YouTube channel. It's in a magical thing. We got 1 5-star, 2 4-stars, 31 3-stars, and 95% of these guys are gems. It is great. So without further ado, guys, make sure to follow us on X, subscribe, click the notification bell, leave us your thoughts and opinions down below, and don't just play the game, own the game. Let's light it up. So we're going to start this out with a quick thing on location. When you're picking your school, location is important. It won't make or break your program, but if you're choosing between 2 one-star programs and one's in South Alabama and the other one's in Utah, choose the South Alabama one. Those proximity to home players will exist regardless of where you're at, and those are the most valuable players because they're not going to transfer anywhere. So it just depends on how many good proximity to home players you have. So if you can help that with location, that's a massive thing. The next part you're going to look at is the conference, because the conference does matter. There are players that do like a better conference, and the Sun Belt Conference kind of sucks. So, you know, just keep going down the list. Go, okay, location, the next step, conference, you pick the better conference. And then the third step would be overall. Now, this isn't like game-changing or nothing, but the pipeline, I always choose Alabama because it's not separated in different regions like other states are. So you get the entire state. Now, you get a little bit of percentage growth in those areas, but at the end of the day, you're really just stacking small percentages in this game to get big percentages to be as successful as you possibly can be. Now, when it comes to creating a custom schedule, the biggest thing you want to think about is putting your bye weeks in the beginning of the year, and you want to be thinking about scheduling the lowest overall team that has a half-star more than you. And that way you have an ability to schedule visits for these teams and get a bonus for them. Like, I wouldn't want a bye week here, and I would want a team that I think I could beat. Go with the lowest overall possible, simple as that, because the overalls expect them to grow. Okay, don't, hope for the best, plan for the worst. And then the other thing is program prestige is incredibly massive, right? If you do well in the regular season and win, then your program prestige goes up. You don't even have to win in the regular season. So we have a video on that as well to pop up top right corner of your screen. But this is how you set up your custom schedule to be the most effective when it comes to recruiting. So a quick thing on the next part here is just look over your roster. Pretty simple. Look at the juniors that are really good. Expect them to lead to the draft. Obviously, seniors. And then look at the deal breakers as well. If these guys have deal breakers where you're not meeting their criteria, expect them to leave. Because even if they go to start entering in the transfer portal and you have that time period to try and persuade them, that's left up to chance. So recruit like there's no chance. Just expect them to leave. So how the CPU thinks with recruiting players is the CPU gets aggressive in the beginning of the year, then turns it off in the middle of the year, then turns it back on at the end of the year. Now, before you start spending all your upgrade points, you big spender, you want to look at your offense coordinator, defense coordinator, and try not to fight them if they have recruiting updates, right? So I know my offense coordinator has running back and he has offensive line. He has tier 1. So it's going to help me scout them a little bit quicker and with less points. So for my defense coordinator, he has 3. So what does that leave for me? I have wide receiver and quarterback open. I went with wide receiver. So let's talk JUCO players. They're not really worth it. We've been waiting for our T4G scouting data before we did an updated recruiting video because we knew that we could provide a system for you guys that will show you how to find the best players, find the gems, and have the best team with data. And that's what we did with our T4G scouting data, which is in the link in the description below leading to our site. And it's also on a playlist on our YouTube channel. That just makes life so easy. So for me, I don't see any point to go JUCO players ever. Now, people tell me there's no NIL in this game, and I'll say to them, bullshit. It's called weekly hours. The big ones have it. The small ones don't. If you have it, you're rich. If you don't, you're poor. Now, before we jump into the recruiting, what is one thing that you have in your back pocket at the end of the year? It's the transfer portal period. Remember that. We're going to get to the transfer portal period, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. For users, for the CPU, it's like a shiny bell. Like, come look at all the transfer portal players. And that's what people do. They flock to it. They try to get those guys. While they're going to be doing that, we're still going to be cleaning up the recruiting cycle and be landing gems. That's the philosophy. So every year, I absolutely love the transfer portal period time because you only have to be first, last. And I'll show you what I'm talking about when we get to it at the end. Now, there's two ways to do this. Okay, the first way is being conservative. That's if you have other users, they have the same program prestige and they're skilled at this game, or their program prestige is even higher than yours. You're going to want to go after 3-star gems and be selective with your scouting. You're going to want to use all 450 hours to scout these players and then offer them scholarships, or you could even go another route, which is you spend 275 hours scouting players and then offer them scholarships. Don't offer them scholarships first, because you don't want to find out, hey, I offered him a scholarship already and I scouted him and it turns out he's a muffin. So you got the conservative way, which is you just be smart with when you scout, when you offer, just be smart with it and you'll be fine. You'll make it home by dinner time and you'll still have some of grandma's peach cobbler. And the way I'm going to do it in this is going to be reckless abandonment, telling myself I'm a glorified FCS team. What do I got to lose? Okay, it can't get much worse for me. So I'm going to be hiding behind logs, smashing toes with rocks, getting up, ripping my shirt, peck popping, running back into the jungle, making noises you've never heard in your life, throwing spears. Jungle warfare is how I'm going to play this one. Before we continue, if you guys find this information valuable, please consider subscribing as we work toward our goal of 50,000 subscribers. You guys can support us if you guys want to be glorious through our Amazon affiliate links down below, or even with a super thanks, which is not something we expect. But if you guys do it, just know we'll love you a long time. And now, back to our sweet and sexy topic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend all these 450 hours and scout everyone using our T4G scouting data. So let's jump into that first and foremost. Adding up athlete scramblers, these quarterbacks are the best to add up. This is a cheat code that they're probably going to patch at some point in time because it's honestly ridiculous. I will say, EA, this is a bit too easy, and I don't want you to patch it, but at the same point in time, it does make the game incredibly easy. Okay, so under pressure here for this guy, his under pressure is a 75. That's a little bit above the average. Throw on the run is good. I like what I'm seeing so far. Short accuracy, good enough for me. Acceleration, pretty solid, not great, but solid enough. Break sack, looking at the gold bars there, everything looks pretty good. So he has he's a gem. Worth scouting even further. So that's a good one there. So this guy here, I'm not going to give him a scholarship just yet. Maybe I should, but I don't know. We'll see as I go on. It just depends. So this guy's under pressure is a 72. It's below the average. Ball carry, he's not good. He's off. This guy is off. So I don't like him. I'm going to first pull him already. I did find one, but I do need 3 quarterbacks going into this, so I got to find 2 other quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are a little bit of a pain in the neck, so I got to add one up. So this is how I'm going to strategize this, and you should do this in your leagues as well. I need 3 quarterbacks this year, right? So I'm going to find 2 of them with the T4G scouting data. I need to find at least 1 gem to protect myself because this means this guy's an impact or greater development guaranteed. Okay, this guy here, I scouted him. He hit all the benchmarks as a hidden dev or a hidden gem. And so that gives him a 50% chance, according to our data, 50% chance that he's going to be an impact or greater development. I'll take those odds because I only need bodies at this point. I need 1 guaranteed gem and 1 potential. The third guy I'm not going to scout just yet because I'm waiting to see if there's going to be a 4-star or 5-star that's not being recruited. That's how I'm going to get my 3 quarterbacks. If I can't find a 4 or 5-star, then I'm going to get my 3rd quarterback in the transfer portal period time. Okay, that's how I'm going to get them. And I may not even scout them. I may just throw them up because I already have my gem. If I can find a gem, great. But that's how I'm going to strategize this. So now I'm in week 0. Okay, so this is the very next week after setting up your recruiting board. And I dropped to 350 hours. Okay, so like I told you, I was looking for a 4-star and a 5-star quarterback. I found one. Purdue's the only one going after him, so I'm giving him 50 hours. Okay, so I end up finding a gem running back. I scouted the first one. Don't keep scouting running backs. If you get lucky, great, but don't keep scouting them because in reality, you can just win these guys with a scholarship, same with the quarterbacks. And then I ended up scouting stick. He doesn't end up being a gem. I find a gem on offensive tackle. I find 2 gems on center and then 1 gem on DN. So I had a pretty good haul there. So now, after I found those gems, I advanced to the next week, which is week 0, where we're at now. Okay, I find the quarterback that I liked. I give him 50 hours, right? And I'm going to bank on the fact that this guy's good. I'm going for the insta commits now. I'm setting up the insta commits for positions that it make it really easy on you because you know there's competition. Okay, so if you've already scouted a guy like Stick and he's not a gem, but he has a 50% chance of being a gem, well, then give the hours to the guys who you haven't scouted yet because there's still a chance that those guys could be a gem, right? This guy accidentally gave him a scholarship. It was one of those click too fast moments. Okay, 10 hours there as well. I'm not giving any of these guys scholarships yet. I'm going to try to go for some insta commits and bank on the fact that I'm looking for about 60%, according to the data, that I'm going to find gems for most of my 3 stars. So about a 60%, which is pretty good. 50% chance if they're not a gem as well that, you know, they could perhaps be a gem. So going linebacker as well, I'm going positions based upon my biggest needs. I need cornerbacks, I need safeties. Free safeties are the easiest to scout, and if you get hybrid free safeties, you can move them to corner, you can move them to strong safety, and they are perfect. So I definitely recommend going heavy on hybrid free safeties. They are super easy to get at the 3-star position. So we went from setting up your recruiting board to week 0 to now week 1. So basically 3 weeks of movement. Okay, so now is where you really get an idea of different avenues of where you can strike and start to clean up your recruiting board. You can also start to go for the insta commits as well and really push that home. So like I told you before too, it's, you know, the CPU, they're aggressive early on and then they kind of peter out and then get aggressive towards the end of the year. That's what I expect with Purdue. So that's why I'm continuing to put hours into this 5-star quarterback. You know, if a bunch of guys jump up on him, then yeah, it's unfortunate and I may have to pull off because I don't want to battle too many guys. I'm already up on that guy. I didn't get any insta commits, which sucks, but I found these 2 4-star receivers. I'm offering them 50 hours. I had to cut one of them because he locked me out, and I'm just giving those 50 hours to this guy because I can tell also with looking at this influence that they only gave him scholarships. They're both the exact same. They're small. You'll start to tell what is a scholarship compared to like Purdue's where they're actually giving him hours, as you can see there. They're spending hours on him compared to these guys down here where they're just, same thing with Miami. They're giving this guy hours instead of just giving him scholarship. So that's why I'm getting aggressive there. Offensive tackle, I'll throw this guy up there as well. I know he's a gem going for an insta commit. Again, I got no insta commit, so I pulled off all the hours to the guys who I didn't get an insta commit. Now I'm giving all the hours to other guys to try and get an insta commit. You got to be a little bit lucky in this, and so that's what we're trying to do to the best of our ability. So we spent all of our hours. We got 35 prospects. We added up more guys, and then we're going to just keep doing this until we feel ready enough and we start getting some commits. Then we'll start to turn it on and start to scout more and really go into more of a precision strike. We're in week 2 and we're just going after insta commits, and we're adding some guys up that we would like to get, maybe another 4-star or anything like that. And then we're giving hours to the really good players. And then eventually in time, we'll start scouting some of the guys when we start getting some commits. We feel a little bit more confident. That is really what we're going to be doing. It's just kind of when you know you're in a good situation with your class. That's when you can start scouting some of them and really cleaning some of them up. I'm going to go after Montel Carty. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him. I have no idea. No clue. I know Indiana right now is just giving him a scholarship. Cincinnati's not. They're getting up in the mix. I don't know if I have enough time to get him. I have no idea, but maybe I do. I think I could perhaps squeeze that. We'll see. So I got no insta commits. I did offer a scholarship to my 5-star quarterback. I gave one to my 5-star wide receiver. I'm throwing the rest of the hours into the guys trying to boost them up to where I can get first on their board. Another thing too, one thing you should look at, like certain guys, you should look at who your competitors are, right? So this center, you could see I got Florida State and Florida. Now, if they turn it on, those schools are much scarier than Old Dominion, South Alabama, Raging Cajuns, much scarier. You know, if you come across certain guys like this DN, my threats in the top 5, right? You look at it, I got New Mexico State, Rice, Old Dominion, Texas State. That's not really that terrifying for me. So know what you're up against too within your top 5. Now, when you come up to your first game, even if you're a simulation league, make sure you're simulating in the game, because then you'll get your 20 upgrade points. And from there, you can actually spend those in the current week, instead of if you advance the week, it goes to the very next week and you lose out on these upgrades. You lose out a week on these upgrades. It's just a little trick if you're doing simulation. So for the upgrading, I'm going to tier 2. And what I'm doing is I'm going to, I may go tier 3. It just depends. But I'm going for my 4 stars and 5-star players. So that's why you see the wide receiver, offensive line, and the quarterback at this time. Obviously, I did my initial upgrades, which was looking at the other coaches, but now I'm starting to upgrade based upon my recruiting class and how it's looking and where I need help. So now in week 4, we're doing great on Tam. Still no insta-commits, which is just absolutely terrible. It's terrible business. Mike Adams, we're going to give 25 hours to him. Some of these wide receivers are just annoying as hell. Offensive line, though, doing pretty good. Cardi jumping up huge on him. Cincinnati started to pull off a little bit. They got the lead, and then they started to pull off. I think I could swing in and snag him. Doing great here with 25 hours for Punga. I mean, we're killing it with him. So I love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. Doing great with those guys. I'm thinking I'm going to end up giving some of those guys some hours, the guaranteed gems, and then just keep moving on from there. But doing pretty good with this class so far. Not too shabby. So we're doing good on the season. Having a pretty good year for the most part. And what I'm doing now is I obviously am trying to get insta-commits. I got 0 insta-commits, and I don't want you guys thinking that you're not going to get insta-commits. You can get insta-commits as a Tier 1 program, no doubt about it. We've already tested this, and they may have nerfed it a little bit, but it's definitely still in the game. You can get multiple insta-commits as a 1-star program. So what we're doing is we're taking off hours and giving, because we don't have the funds to be able to keep 50 hours on some of these 4 and 5-star guys and schedule them for a visit. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling the hours off. I'm going to be kind of, in a bad situation for a week, and then I'm going to throw those hours back on. Well, it also gives me some extra hours to where I can give guys like this a little bit more hours, or whoever else I was giving those hours to. I forget who it was, but now I'm up to 65 hours for some of these guys. So if I have to play ball, I could throw 65 hours someone's way and really make an impact. That 65 hours is a game changer. That really kind of evens the playing field, even with some good programs. Week 6, big time visit. Put the hours back on these guys. Tam's my boy. Love him. He's fantastic. I'm trying to get an insta from this guy. I don't know. I don't even know if he's 50% chance he's going to be an impact or greater development. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm losing on Steve here. Steve is not, he likes us, but he's flirting at the party. That's what he's doing. He's flirting at the party. And there's a lot of people, he's a head turner apparently. That's what it is. So that 65 hours I may have to pull off. If it starts getting to where the dance is getting too ugly, you got some toe step in there, I'm going to have to leave early. Cardi, this is our boy. There's not much else to say about that. Everyone else, I mean, I'm just giving everyone $5, and I'm master penny stocks in this one. It's working. Week 7, week 6 visit did pretty good. Tam, I should get in 3 weeks, but Purdue's throwing a Hail Mary trying to get him. They're getting him scheduled for 2 weeks, so that's uncomfortable. But the other 2 quarterbacks, I'll get these guys with just scholarships. If not, I'll find someone else. It's not really, you really shouldn't have to overpay for quarterbacks. It's crazy. Unless they're a 5-star or even a 4-star. Then you will overpay. 3 stars, you should not overpay. There's enough for most users too. Like, you don't even have to be greedy for 3-star gems. You just don't. This is a guy here that's uncomfortable because they have a visit in 3 weeks, basically. Now, they're just giving him a scholarship, and you could tell with that green sliver. Alabama's not. They're getting aggressive. You could see their graph more looks like ours. They're a little different colored red, like our blue. So they could turn it on. Miami could turn it on at the last second, and then in 3 weeks, he's committing to someone. He's not going to last after 3 weeks, in my opinion. 4 weeks tops. That's really what you're looking at with him. I'm in a good situation with him, but I know NC is going to buck up at the last second. Just, come in for a visit. We have the great coach, Bill Belichick. Come on in. So doing good there. Offensive guard. I love this guy. I absolutely love Cardi. That's my guy right there. He really is my guy. And just to be safe, though, like this center, okay, fine. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be safe. I'm going to take because I want these guys so bad, I'm going to give 5 hours here. That's still not enough. I got to tell you, one of you guys is just getting 5 hours, okay? I'm the penny stock master at this point. Let's go 65 with you, big fella. How do you like that, Fort Wayne? All right. Looking good. I may have to, we'll see. I mean, once I get some of these guys and get those 65 hours unlocked to me, I'm going to start being able to just hammer things home. Hammer it home. So Tam loves us. He thought Purdue was just crap. So I love that. He's definitely going to come and play with us. He's going to commit. These other quarterbacks I'm making a little bit of a leap on. Great, you know, it's great. And I did find some guys wandering the desert with no water. Brought them in. Dennis is one of them. We're going to see if he's good. If not, get back out there. We don't want you. We also found Blow and Femi. All of a sudden, Northwestern's coming after Femi, so I'm giving him 50 hours. I found this Russian spy as well wandering the desert, and I was like, I don't know. I got a feeling about this guy, and here he is. No one wants him. Russian spy just out there. I'll take him. I'll take him. He looks pretty good. So we'll find out how talented he is. I found another gem there. So now I'm just kind of seeing who is talented, who's worthwhile going after. I had to unfortunately get rid of our boy Cardi because dude's hot dude. And I mean, he was the 25% of just butt cheeks. He was not good. So we had to get rid of him. So that's what we're doing now, is just kind of cleaning things up. Vaughn, I scouted him. He has like a 50% chance or a little bit over that he's going to be something good, but you never know. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him. I'm going 50 hours on him, which kind of sucks, but we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen with this. We're going to go to week 10, and hopefully we could start making some magic happen here. He came home. He loves us. He said, I'm done. I'm done. And that saves us a bunch of hours. I'm thrilled. So now is where you're looking. We're in week 10. We're looking at obviously getting commitments, cleaning up our recruiting class, starting to scout guys. Okay, because now we've gotten ahead on so many guys. So I want to see if they're actually good, because some guys I'll just pull off. Quarterback-wise, we got Tam. We got backup plans here as well that we're leading. We got a running back that we got early on. Vaughn is not a gem. We found 3 non-gems. The other guy who's a 4-star ended up being terrible. We had to cut him. And that's what the data is so important, because I can figure out these guys are good. I found 3 non-gems. Only one that we actually kept. The other one that we found is a gem here. We're actually keeping him. I don't know about Baskerville, and I don't know about Kane. I don't know about Blow yet, but I know Femi, Northwestern wants him, so I'm getting aggressive on him, spending 65 hours. I got rid of Cardi because he was terrible. He was absolutely terrible. I love the guy, but he's not good. He was not worth the premium of what we're spending. So what we did was we took those hours and from some of the wide receivers and stuff like that, and what we're doing is we're scouting some guys, seeing if they're good. Found Banks. He's a gem. That's what's great about the data, is it helps you kind of clear out some of these guys who are not gems. Landman's a gem. St. John's a gem. We found the Russian spy. Mississippi State also wants him. We're giving him a lot of money because this guy was just chilling out there, and he just a gem chilling that we found. Going to free safety. Vaccaro was not a gem, but he has a 50% chance he could be a gem, so I'm keeping him. Plus, I'm so ahead on him. If I win him with just a scholarship, then hey, it was good on me, right? I can move him to a corner and he'll still be good, keep him as a safety, what have you. Found 2 gems here. I don't know about Freeland. You know, sometimes you'll get lucky, other times you won't, but it's great to have that data, because in reality, I've cut in a lot of guys already. I've brought in guys on and I've cut them 4 stars that I was like, should I really start to dump a lot of points into this 4-star? Not yet, because now I can be more selective with what I'm going to do. So this is just really where you want to clean things up, because I'm trying to get as much done before the transfer portal period time as possible so I can really attack the rest of the class. And Vaughn says he loves us. He wants to come home. Beautiful. Beautiful moment. Okay, so some guys are panning out, some are not. I did a heavy scout this week. Brought up some new guys too. And we got Vaughn, so that just makes life easy. And you're really looking to see, you know, who's in danger. We got a 4-star and a 5-star. I had to get rid of Blow because he's just not as good as I need him to be. Got a gem here, which was great. So I have 2 gems so far. I scouted 2 other offensive linemen. They didn't end up being a gem. I got rid of the other one, so 3 offensive linemen. And thankfully, you know, you see enough within the ranges to where you're like, something's off. Found another gem here. So I'm getting some hits. I'm getting some misses. It's good and a little bit frustrating too. Found a gem there. Webb is not a gem. It is what it is. I could use the bodies too at this point. He still has a 50% chance to be successful. I can't scout these Mike linebackers yet. Still trying to do enough. Here, I'm ahead on the Russian spy. Gave him a scholarship, nothing. But so far, I'm ahead. I don't know if this guy's a gem or not, but it's not going to matter at this point. I'm going to probably just give him some hours. So this next week, I'm going to go with hours. I've scouted enough guys to where I'm pretty confident, and I'm going to just start now giving these guys some hours, try and close some of these guys out. I'd like to land a lot of these gems. The offensive line, I'd really like 5 gems. That's what I'm looking for, is 5 gems. So, you know, the more commits we get, the easier it is for me, but I don't see any commits happening next week. So that would be great, but I just don't see it happening. So now we're in week 12, and it's all a big process, right? It's just how you do things. It's when you spend your hours and how you spend your hours. Setting up the recruiting board. Number 1, you're just going heavy scouting. Then we're doing a heavy push. After that, trying to get insta commits. Then once we start getting some commits, we start getting a little bit comfortable. Then we start scouting some guys and seeing how good our class is. And then once we do that scouting, then we go back to doing a heavy push, which is what I'm doing. I did a heavy scout last week. Now I'm doing a heavy push again because, you know, I'd like to just find some guys that I'd like to land these guys. So 10 hours here for Adams. I ended up finding 4 non-gems. I kept 2 of them. I added Stick back up, gave him a scholarship. If I can just win him with a scholarship, fine. He has a 50% chance in impact development. I got Vaughn already. Vaughn has a good opportunity to be a pretty good wide receiver. So we'll see how that pans out for us there. Blow, I had to get rid of. He wasn't that good. Found 2 gems here. I had to get rid of Cardi because he just wasn't good. Found 2 gems here. I have not scouted another gem, which I want a 5th gem offensive lineman is really what I'm looking for, and I've not been fortunate with it as of late, but I've been fortunate with D ends, D tackles, outside linebackers for the most part. This guy's not a gem, but, you know, you win some, you lose some. I've been more fortunate than I've been unlucky, except for with the insta commits. That's been very unlucky. Now, going after these guys, I found this Russian spy. I mean, this just fell in my lap out of nowhere. Vaccaro doesn't end up being a gem, but I found 2 gems there. I don't know if this guy's a gem. I'm already ahead here. I know he's got a 50% chance of, you know, being a gem. However, this guy, I don't know, so I'm going to give him 10 hours. I'm not as ahead as I am with Vaccaro, and maybe this guy's a gem. So now I'm doing a heavy push again, trying to push these guys and, you know, get them to the next level to commit to my team. Look at this beautiful bastard. Femi. So week 13, not scouting guys, just getting aggressive. I'm going to probably lose Sims. If I didn't have Tam, I would have gotten more aggressive on Sims. But I'm not going to do that right at this point in time. I don't need to get super aggressive on him. If I lose him, I lose him. These other guys, I'm just trying to give hours to. I got to make sure that I protect my offensive line too. So I'm going to have to give more hours to these guys quick. Hopefully I can land this guy pretty fast. Pretty good situation there. These D linemen though, I'm definitely trying to get them. Outside linebacker, these 2 gems, trying to get them. These linebackers, I don't know, but I need linebackers. So I got to just pray like hell. These cornerbacks, I'm going for the Russian spy pretty heavy, so now no more scouting, just start spending. So we're in week 15. We're about to get locked out of recruiting, so now's where I got to be smart. What can happen with these guys here is that once the transfer portal period hits, Penn State could just see the shiny bells of the transfer portal and pull off this guy entirely. You'll see that happen. So I'm not too concerned yet with those guys. And if I lose them, oh well. Could lose Stick, fine. It is what it is. Just trying to get to a point where I can get ahead. So these offensive linemen, anyone who's at immediate risk, like you could see here, Josh De La Rosa, I'm ahead. No one's offering him anything. Miami of Ohio came into the ball game, so I'm giving him 25 hours is what I'm doing there. So anyone who's an immediate risk, I'm going after, except for guys that are not gems. I'm allocating or guys that I need positions at, like Mike linebacker, but I don't know if these guys are gems, so I have no idea. But Landman, Miami's going aggressive, so I went 65 hours on him. I'm going 25 hours there and going 65 hours on the Russian spy. The safeties, I'm doing what I can. So what I'll do here is I'll give him 5 hours, and then I'll give this guy 5 hours. I'm not going to give Vaccaro 5 hours because he's not a gem. This guy could be a gem. Simple as that. So at the end of the year, this is what my upgrades look like, okay? you need to upgrade based upon the recruiting class that you have. I had a 5-star quarterback, so I wasn't shy to go quarterback, earlier in the year. Offensive line, I had more gems, so I started going offensive line. You really want to get to tier 2 first, and then you can get to tier 3. D-line, now I'm at tier 2, and I have my D lineman that I really would like to get, so I'm getting recruiting actions. I get a bonus for my recruiting actions to D lineman, and so it's just you want to recruit or you want to upgrade based upon your recruits. So now as I'm just milking it through the bowl games and through the playoff, I end up getting St. John, which is a big-time commit for me. So you can see just nickel and diamond some of these guys. While others can't get into the mix, I'm just nickel and diming them, and I'm getting commits. That's what you're looking for. We're in week 1 of the transfer portal period, and now is where I'm being aggressive towards the guys I have to be aggressive towards, and I'm not being aggressive towards Ghost, okay? If there's not immediate danger, I am not going after it. And what I'm doing now is trying to scout. I brought a bunch of guys in. I have 675 hours, and I am just scouting like hell, okay? I'm scouting like hell, figuring out who's good, who's not. So for Sims, now I can get aggressive for Sims because I don't know what Penn State's going to do, but I'm going to get aggressive right away. If not, by this next week, I'll have a good idea if I got to go try to find another quarterback. Baskerville was not a gem. Okay, so we got a gem there. We got to commit. Stick, if they get him, fine. I found a gem here on Earl Hacker. I'm going to hope to God that Juice is good too. I didn't have enough points to scout him, but I want to have at least 3 gems that I know of for sure. No immediate danger here. Okay. We did get Punga. Yeah. And here we feel like there's a little bit of some danger there. So that's just kind of what I want to solidify that. Same thing with Isaiah. There's a little bit of danger. I'm sniffing some danger to where I want to be protected. No danger for these guys. I ended up finding Malik, who's good. Other guys I had to cut off my team. So I've had to cut some guys off. It is what it is. Mike linebacker here. It's uncomfortable, but I'll have more hours next week. And then, I'm going 65 hours here, week 1 visit, 65 hours here, week 1 visit, because these 2 guys I do not want to lose. Safeties, no immediate danger. Okay, so don't fight Ghost. The Russian spy commits. He commits. Love it. And he's a beast. Dude is a beast. Week 2 now. Okay, and again, you're looking for immediate danger, and that's what you're doing. I could see here that Penn State is like seeing the shiny objects. Ooh, transfer portal period. So I'm, game planning on that. I may have to grab another quarterback just to be sure. I've went through like 3 different halfbacks. I cannot find another gem. I want an elusive guy. Wide receiver, I found these 2 gems, so I'm going heavy for them. I would like to replace Stick and Baskerville with gems, but that's easier said than done. Offensive line, I'm going after Pippen because I'm most uncomfortable with him. As you can see, these 2 guys, I can sniff immediate danger, so I'm going heavy on those guys. And then no immediate danger here for those guys. I went through a bunch of linebackers too. I found this gem, thankfully. Pass coverage guy. And Balaga, I found him, thankfully. And so I'm going after him 50 hours, 65 hours on him because Miami's way too close. I did not find a gem in Brazil, but it is what it is. Found a gem in Freeland. So this is really what I'm doing. It's just, if I lose Vaccaro, so be it. But I need to protect my gems first and foremost. Now we're currently in week 3. I got rid of Sims, okay? I went and scouted for more guys. I'm not going to battle when I don't have to. Found this guy, gave him 65 hours and a scholarship. And I'm already first on his board, so it was magic. Learn when to say, okay, fine. Hey, you can have that position. I'm going to go get this other guy. I'm not going to fight with you on that because I know that there's other guys. Found these 2 guys. Going after these 2 gems like crazy. Make sure you're not getting JUCO guys too. And so I tried to find halfbacks, but they're just a pain in the neck, man. I have not been finding me a lot of halfbacks, so no immediate danger there. I can sniff some danger here, uncomfortable, so I'm going to go with those guys. The next week, I'm going to go even heavier on those guys. I'm going to go heavy on any of the guys that I have sitting out there. Like this guy, I'm going heavy on. Mike linebacker, I have found it's been tough. It took me a while to find this gem here. I landed Landman, which was great. I can sniff some danger there, and I'm protecting my investments at this point. I have the money to do so, so I'm going to protect these free safeties. So we are currently in week 4, and I love this guy. He's actually better than Sims was, so I love that. And I'm just going to go with him instead. Finding gems. I found another gem running back. Oh, baby. Let's hope I can get up there with those 50 hours. I should be able to land him. And, I'm going to get this guy too. Might as well just get some extra depth there. Wide receiver, I'm in a pretty good spot. I'm going for Hacker and going for Juice. Found those guys. I'll still get these other guys too. At this point in time, I'd like to get as many guys as I possibly could. And going after these guys here, I don't want to lose them. So anything that's an immediate danger, I am attacking. I am attacking like crazy. Okay, so I found Bulaga. I love that guy. Landed Landman, and then just going heavy on these safeties. Now let's take a look at our recruiting class here. I like this recruiting class. We ended up getting Gage. You're going to, at first, hope for gems. If you don't get them, remember, the transfer portal period is real. It's a real thing. You can get a lot of talented guys on that. I came across Gage randomly, and he's better than Sims. This guy's good. He's actually really good. I could redshirt him, start him his senior year, or his junior year, depending on how good Tam is. We don't know. Ended up getting this guy, gem here. I got 2 gem running backs. This guy just got because, he's close enough. He could end up being better. 3 gem wide receivers that I know of. These other guys have opportunities to be pretty good. 5 gem offensive linemen. 5 gem. Come across this Pippin. What a beauty. Turns out to be a gem. 2 gem D ends. 2 gem D tackles. 2 gem outside linebackers, 1 non-gem. Took me a while to find these gems, but at least Beluga. This guy I got lucky with. Cornerback, I got 3 gems. I got a Russian spy. So, fantastic. Got 3 gem free safeties. Looking at our top class here, we got to be in the 20s. Yeah, 27. Look at that. We're beating Florida State. Look at that. Because 1 5-star, 2 4-stars, and 31 3-stars, which most are gems. Most of them are gems. So, really good recruiting class for my first year. And just imagine if we keep this up, imagine by year 3. So now we're going to show you guys the developments of these players. If you guys don't want to watch this part, thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, click the notification bell. We appreciate all of you guys. Our alumni is great. Our members, our subscribers, you guys are fantastic. For those of you who want to see this, let's jump into it. You guys make sure to hit the like button too. What are you doing? Tam would have been an 85 overall running back. He's an impact development. What a beast. Let's go Urbach. He had a 50% chance of being a gem. He ends up being a gem with an impact development. Pretty solid there. Let's look at Gage here. He's pretty good. A pretty good player. Star Dev. Beautiful. I'm not looking at the physicals, mentals, or the skill caps because those will range. Okay, those are going to range. We've already tested those. Let's look over the 2 running backs. The other running back, the third one who's not a gem, I moved to linebacker. He was really good linebacker, so I moved him there. Elite Dev for Higdon. What a beast. And then this guy found out of nowhere. Elite Dev too. What a beast. Those guys are going to be fantastic. Let's go over wide receivers. Now, Vaughn, we had an opportunity where Vaughn, 50% chance, and he doesn't get it. He was a normal guy, and he's got normal development. So, is what it is with that. Baskerville, let's look over him. Impact development. What a dog. Absolute beast. Let's go over Juice here. Let's see what he's got. Star Dev. Oh, Juice. Got some juice in the tank, son. Okay. Let's go over Adams here. What do we got with Adams? Impact development. And let's go down to Stick. Stick, the data was saying he's not the best. But it is what it is. In normal dev. I kept him around. I said, hey, we'll bring you on. And that's what we're going to do. Let's look over our offensive line. Look at this big old monster here with these bear paws. Impact development. What a beast from Punga. Let's go over DeMar here. DeMar is impact development. Look at him. Look at this beautiful offensive line. I wanted 5 gems, and that's what I got. Impact development from Pippin, the guy we brought randomly at the end and ends up being a dog. Impact development from Femi. Absolutely love that guy. Let's go over Brightful. And I'm definitely going to redshirt this guy. Impact development for him. He's going to need a little bit more time. Let's go Isaiah. What do we got with Isaiah here? Star Dev. What a dog. What an absolute dog. Let's go over Josh De La Rosa. Star dev for him. What a dog. Absolute trench hug. Let's go over our big hefties. Our big hefties. D-tackle Josh Banks. Star dev. What a beaut. What a beaut. Let's go over Chesley. What do you got? Impact development. What a dog, man. So Rowe was the normal non-gem running back that I moved over to linebacker. So let's see if he's just some hidden beast. Nope, normal dev. He had a 50% chance. 50% chance, and he just didn't get it. But, you know, it's a quarter flip. Impact development from Webb. What a beast. Love him. Love him. All day, every day. Kyle Beluga. Impact development from him. Nasty Mike linebacker. Danny Turner. Impact development. Look at him go. Oh, we're just chopping through these guys right now. Jameson. Impact development. What a stud. What a stud. Malik. What do we got from Malik? Impact development. Pass coverage guy. Whew. He is just going to be nasty. We got a run stopper here. AJ Humphries. Impact development. I love it. I love it. Let's go over the assassin, the Russian assassin, the Russian spy. Impact development for him. What a monster. What a monster. St. John, another gem here. Impact development from St. John. Bless his heart. Let's go Landman. What do we got? Impact development. What a dog. Let's go Brazil. What do you got? Brazil was a guy that wasn't, he wasn't a gem, but he had a chance at it. He didn't get it. It is what it is. Let's go Vaccaro. He was the free safety that was normal, but has a 50% chance of being a gem. Let's see. And he is. He ends up being a gemski. What a beaut. Let's go over Brian Gage. What do we got? Impact development. And then the last guy on the list is our boy Cortez. What do we got for Cortez? Impact development. Round of applause for this class. Beautiful. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this helps you light it up. Make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell, all the beautiful stuff. Comments down below. And have fun, man. Let us know how this helps you guys.